I would say being still would allow you to again hear that inner voice and connect with that inner self.
This time of the year can be heavy for us. Going into winter, the days are shorter, less sunlight, and it really impacts our mood and our energy.
Seasons are different when I view them because some people like summer and some people like winter. You know, my daughter loves fall. So I think it depends on the spirit of the person in the season.
I'm very aware of the saying you have to heal 7 generations back in order to heal 7 generations forward. Hey Village, welcome to another episode of Queen B.E.E Talks. And I'm so excited to have Miss Reynolds here, aka Dr. Reynolds, our community specialist of all things, right? All things spiritual. And so we're so excited to have her today in the room. Miss Reynolds is the founder of Inspired Through Nature, which is a holistic healthcare practice located in Maryland. This Black-owned business opened in 2009, and Miss Reynolds has practiced as a natural health professional providing alternative health care in the DMV for over 27 years. Listen, we got a guru in the building, y'all. Miss Reynolds studied as a CNHP and a HHCP, also includes certifications through extensive training in field of energy work, shamanic Reiki, spiritual healing, sacred heart work, and end-of-life doula are some of the most powerful disciplines studied in the energy field today. And she is a master at these few that I mentioned. She finds her life's purpose is felt most rewarded when holding a safe, sacred space for others, one soul at a time. So let's give an applause to Miss Reynolds. Woo! Welcome. All right, Miss Reynolds. I always say divine timing brings the right people together. And when I met you, like I shared before, I met you when I was at a very pivotal transition in my life, right? I was coming back into awareness of who I am after going through postpartum, going through some battles with a label that I did not want to claim, rheumatoid arthritis, which was stress-induced, and mainly for me just not even acknowledging it in awareness. So it went from being something that was stemming from, I guess, a mental disconnect that manifested in my body. And you helped me through that with understanding how the mind, the body, and the spirit all aligns in my healing process. And I would say you are the catalyst to me even exploring this journey into ITAV. And I can say the same for Shoa. She speaks so highly of you as well as a catalyst for change for all of us, well, for both of us and the work that we're doing now. So, you know, our connection is truly felt. And you know, you're a mentor, a mommy, and all the things, an auntie. And, you know, I'm just so excited to have you here and honored to have you here. So, is there anything that you want to speak to that I may have forgotten in the intro as far as all that you do and all that you bring to the community, the village?
You pretty much said it all. And I am honored to be here as always, to work on behalf of these lovely ladies. I can't remember. I know it's been over 10 years. It's probably been over 15 years since I met you. So I'm happy to be here. No, you did great. That's me. Everything you said is me.
Okay, awesome. All right. So can you share what spiritual alignment means to you and how it guided your own seasonal transitions, both personally and as it aligns to your work?
Seasonally, my work can change. It depends on the vibration or the frequency that I'm working at that time. Now, when I need it for me, I need to stay grounded
Mhm.
because my work is at a high vibration. So my frequency moves higher than normal. And if I don't stay grounded, I'm always in another place.
Mhm.
So if I'm doing work with someone else, it depends on the energy that I'm picking up.
Mhm.
If they're low, the vibration is low. When I meet them, then I'm initiating those the intuitiveness of raising them.
Mhm.
If I'm meeting someone who's leveled off and maybe they just have physical pain, then I'm working from a different vibration. And that just depends on where they are in the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when an individual comes into your space for healing, that's the first aspect of them
Hmm.
that you
Yeah.
tap
That's
into.
my first initial perception
Mm.
of their vibration.
Okay.
And I remember yours clearly.
Mm.
And I know it's been a long time, but rarely do I forget my meetings.
Mhm.
Um, and the one thing about you, even though your vibration was very low,
Mhm.
you were very humble because you wanted help
Mhm.
and you were very open and very receptive. Some clients are guarded and I
Mhm.
have to like work my way in, but you were really ready for healing. And
Yeah.
so I think that's probably why we connected so well.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so it depends that I'm going to pick up that what you most of what you don't say
Mhm.
and most of what is unseen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love that because I mean, I think that aspect of me coming in and just being, like you said, very vulnerable and very open, and just seeing to how nurturing you are as a practitioner allowed me to be comfortable,
Mm.
and truly just being transparent and just vulnerable in
Mm-hmm.
that moment. And that's one of the, I think, the pluses it is, that you have as a
Mm-hmm.
practitioner. So I appreciated that,
Thank
and
you.
that's why I attached myself.
Yeah.
you know, because like you said, it's been several
Yeah,
years,
it's
and
been a long time.
yeah, I've went through different levels and
Mm-hmm.
experiences. As you leveled up, I went through those with you,
Mm-hmm.
as far as your practices, from going into to seeing you as a holistic practitioner, to a Reiki,
Reiki,
to a
yeah.
shaman,
The
to
energy work. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, all those things. So
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Um, so as we talk about alignment, I'm reminded that spiritual health can look and feel different for each of us, especially for Black women carrying so much, right? So when we talk about spiritual health for Black women, what does that truly mean to you?
Mm. That's a deep question because um, it travels from the now to before.
Mm.
I can't think of, especially with a Black woman, of healing a woman sitting in front of me without evoking the ancestors,
Mm.
without connecting her energy to her mother and her mother's mother
Mm-hmm.
and connecting it to me.
Mm.
So emotionally, spiritually, the alignment would have to connect. It would have to connect. So I would work really hard on getting the understanding of who the young lady is.
Mm-hmm.
And I have worked with other women that are not of African American descent or Black American or African women. Believe me, it is a difference
Mm.
because our travels and ways of how we get here are all different. Um, but balancing the spiritual self and aligning it depends again on the person.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the woman.
Okay. Yes, I'm very aware of the saying you have to heal 7 generations back in
That's
order to
right.
heal 7 generations
Yeah.
forward. So that's profound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how does nurturing our spiritual health helps to support our mental and emotional well-being, especially as the seasons shifting? And I bring seasons up, in our conversation throughout, because that's something that as a community, we need to understand how the seasons play a part,
Mm-hmm.
how we shift every season, spring, summer, fall, winter. Um, and it truly impacts us, mind, body, and spirit. So I'm going to repeat the
Yeah,
question.
thank you.
How does nurturing our spiritual health support our mental and emotional well being, especially as the seasons shift?
Okay. So the alignment to be in a state of homeostasis
Mm-hmm.
and a complete total balance would have to be mind, body, spirit
Mm-hmm.
on one accord.
Okay.
So mentally and emotionally, physically,
Mm-hmm.
even in the soul of the soul, we are being affected by what happens in the spirit.
Okay.
And if there is a disconnect, and understand that spirit, I'm not speaking of religion,
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking of that inner being, that inner thought, that inner soft spoken words
Yeah.
that is between you and your creator or you and your higher self. Um, that determines, in order for mind, body, spirit, and the soul of you to be on one accord, it would depend on your connection with that, with
Hmm.
spirit.
Mm.
So we're trying to align.
Yeah.
And if the physical is out of order, it won't align.
Mm-hmm.
If the mental is not intact, it won't align.
Mm-hmm.
And your spiritual self is greater than the sum of the four.
Mm.
So if you stay connected, it's sort of like, the heart is the first organ that is created in the womb of a mother.
Mm.
It is that part of you that everything else stems from.
Okay.
So keeping that in order, staying grounded, staying intentional, staying purposeful,
Mm-hmm.
staying knowing your identity, and that comes with growing and learning every day of our lives, and every space in our lives is a different segment, so you kind of have to erase it and start all over
Hmm.
and look at it through a different, all of that uh it all of that assists in spirit, helping to align every other area. And if we're still speaking of seasons, again, seasons are different when I view them, because some people like summer and some people like winter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like fall because winter's coming. So I love spring because I can be free in the
Yeah.
summer. And, my daughter loves fall. So I think it depends on the spirit of the person
Yeah.
in the season.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for really, bringing clarity to that. It is individualized, so that we can have that understanding that, it looks different for everyone.
It does.
But it does impact you as you transition, and to be aware of that,
Mm-hmm.
um, and to
Yeah.
understand how to function in that,
Yeah.
intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as women, we have that innate intuition,
Mm-hmm.
right? That we walk with. So to really listen to that and honor that helps us to align
Mm-hmm.
mind, body, spirit. But it all starts first with tuning into
Yeah.
the heart
And staying connected.
and staying connected. Okay. All right. Well, class is in session, y'all. Y'all better listen. All right. So moving right along, the time of the year this time of the year can be heavy for us, right? We're going into winter. The days are shorter, less sunlight,
Mm-hmm.
and it really impacts our mood and our energy. Um, so from your perspective, how can Black women begin to recognize and spiritually respond to seasonal depression instead of just pushing through it? Because we're just now into the the newness of honoring that, right? This generation, they self-diagnose, they wear their everything
Mm-hmm.
on their sleeves. But you have generations, like I said, you have the Gen X, the baby boomers, the Gen X, everyone that before that weren't as comfortable
Mm-hmm.
in recognizing or even acknowledging um, that aspect, that seasonal depression, and that it's impacting us, and they just push through it. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were so used to just um, not acknowledging anything and just dealing with it,
Mm-hmm.
just carrying it on our backs.
Yeah.
So, from your perspective, how can Black women begin to recognize and spiritually respond um, to these things, to the seasonal depressions and
I would first say to be still.
mm,
And that's a learned behavior
mm-hmm,
because, as you said, we spend our lives pushing through and getting ahead and on the grind and got to
mm-hmm,
make it work and working with every aspect of our lives at one time,
yeah,
multitasking that whole thing.
mm-hmm,
And I would say being still would allow you to again hear that inner voice and connect with that inner self, to bring you back, to help you ground. Now, the grounding process could be different for everyone. It could be meditation.
mm-hmm,
I broke my toe not long ago because I stay barefooted, and
mm-hmm,
that grounding is good for me. Um, Hugging a tree, drinking a tea,
mm-hmm,
soft music, wind bathing, sunbathing, whatever it is that we connect with that keeps us focused and quiet and open. We got to stay open.
okay,
Um, is how you can how that some of the and we offer a lot today
mm-hmm,
that in my day we didn't have all of these
yeah,
yogas and meditations and holistic healthcare and Reiki, and there is a lot that we can that we can
yeah, do to shift the
yeah
energy,
that we can
yeah,
shift into in order to support where we are, and being open enough to talk it over, to speak to you and say,
mm-hmm,
well, what do you feel this way, what has, and then maybe you can say, hey, you should see this person, or you might
yeah,
want to do this, or you might want to meditate. So
okay,
there's a lot to offer today that we didn't have.
mm-hmm,
Everything was just we were on the grind, and when you went home, that was it. We didn't know what the word grounding was.
mm-hmm,
We didn't know spiritual work was.
yeah,
So I think we're in a good place,
yeah,
even though the world is actually estranged and it's almost as though we don't really recognize it
yeah, mm-hmm,
anymore. Um, and I think that is another way that we should move even closer to ourselves, because outside of us is
yeah,
it's chaotic,
yeah,
and it's difficult to tap into any one thing. So turning the TV off and getting off of the computers and staying away from the social media is much better for us today, because it would allow you to be quiet.
yeah. And that's the thing. Winter is the season of going inward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it um, sheds, releases before it comes,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's quiet and still. So to even acknowledge the seasons in how it presents itself and be that reflection in stillness,
Mm-hmm.
in in the quiet, in the calm of it. It's a reason for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for us to tap into that is profound, like you said. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think of the naked tree
Mm-hmm.
when you just said that. In
Mm-hmm.
the dead of winter, and there are
Mm-hmm.
no leaves, and the tree is in its nakedness, and
Mm-hmm.
it's still, and
Mm-hmm.
it's quiet. There's no growth.
Mm-hmm.
It looks ugly, could even look scary,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how the moon shines, the light shines on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that shedding is a great time
Yeah.
to just reflect.
Yeah. Yeah. You said uh the a way to tap in is to go in nature in the winter. And that's something I dread. I'm a
Mm.
I'm a island baby to the fullest, a
Mm-hmm.
sun child to the fullest. So going out in the winter is hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how you said sometimes you still, even in the winter, even in those seasons where it's hard to embrace that type of energy, to tap into it, to
Mm-hmm.
shift any kind of negative energy. You
Mm-hmm.
need to step into
Yeah.
the energy of
Mm-hmm.
of just what the environment is pushing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to step out there. I
Yeah.
mean, I wind babe when I'm walking when that cold air is hitting me, but I need to find it.
Yeah.
Look at it in a different lens, in a different
Yeah.
light.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree with that. I have anxieties about winter coming.
Mm.
Maybe I don't know. I'm a November baby,
Okay.
so I don't know why the cold is difficult for me. But once it's here,
Mm-hmm.
then I can redo it. I can
Yeah.
accept it. I can move into it, and I can work with it. Uh, because also spring is coming,
Hmm.
and so I can look forward to the renewed summer warm heat that I
Yeah.
love,
Yeah.
the fire.
Okay. All right. So next we're gonna delve into a little bit about ancestral and ritualistic practices. Um, all right. So our ancestors had such beautiful ways of honoring all the different changes that we experience seasonally, um, you know, month to month. So with rituals, rhythms, and rest,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what ancestral or holistic practices, whether it's Reiki, whether it's Ayurveda, altar work, or meditation, or simple rest, do you find most healing and grounding during the winter or other seasonal transitions?
Um, those are two different types of healing
Mm-hmm.
um, treatments for me.
Yeah.
They really intertwine. They come together.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing spiritual work on myself or anyone else, the ancestors, I'm evoking them to come in and help and assist anyway. Um, so for the winter, maybe the spiritual work
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest most because it's balancing
Hmm.
and it's also aligning and 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 hopefully connecting to a source that's greater than yourself. If I'm doing ancestral work, then usually I'm doing shamanic work where
Okay.
I'm asking them for a purpose or a particular thing, or I'm trying to um, create the space for the client, be it the woman or the man, to attach themselves to the energies of the earth.
Mm.
So that's a little bit different.
Okay.
But for the winter months, I think a spiritual healing or
Okay.
a Reiki treatment is the balance, and that would probably work best.
Okay. And okay. So for the other seasons,
For the other seasons,
yes, because I want to know it all.
yeah, for the other seasons, again, it always depends on the
On
energy that
individual.
I pick up from the
Okay.
person when we are face to face,
Mm-hmm.
or if I can hear someone saying something and pick up
Yeah.
the aura around them, and we may not be in a session,
Okay.
so that also depends on that. But seasonally, I'm thinking I can only perceive that to be the way that I feel. I
Okay.
know how I feel when spring comes and
Mm-hmm.
how I feel when summer comes,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody may not feel the same. So unless I'm really interacting, then I believe it's whatever who it is for whomever and however they see the seasons. So then what we would need is total grounding.
Okay.
Total grounding so that you can work through spirit to align you in whatever season that may be.
Okay. So for you, let's
Mm-hmm.
use you as an example. So for winter, you said Reiki helps the most with grounding.
Mm-hmm.
So for spring, for you, what would you do?
Being coming up becoming alive,
Mm-hmm.
like some of the events that you guys give, being out in nature and
Okay.
retreats that are outside,
Okay.
and eggs and things that bring forth life,
Mm-hmm.
the all the beautiful, those kinds of things. Walking in the grass is beginning, the ground is beginning to open up.
Mm-hmm.
Those kinds of things are the
Okay.
things I would do.
And so for summer,
I would lay out
sunbathe.
and not having to um, put on all these clothes and inhibit my spirit is really good for me. So everything comes off first,
Okay, so
and then
let
I'm
me
just
find out
out.
you be on them
Yeah,
nude beaches, Miss Rose.
everything comes off. So whatever's the shortest and whatever is the
Okay,
then
okay.
and I'm free
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in the heat.
Okay, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Okay, so we and now fall.
Fall is beautiful to me, but remember, I get anxieties about winter, so
Okay.
I'm already saying, okay, winter's coming.
Mm.
So it's a beautiful season.
Okay.
Um, but I don't do. I tend to begin to come in
Okay.
and to close off and to slow down and to, it's getting darker. So
Mhm.
now I'm in a different space, and
Mhm.
and my mind is okay. You just got to get through this because spring is on the other side of this.
Okay. So would meditation be a ideal
Definitely,
practice for that to
yeah.
kind of stay grounded in the now
Hmm.
and in the present moment?
Yeah, any natural spiritual kind of work for
Okay.
balancing
Yeah.
is what I would suggest.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I just wanted to hear the different ones, the different, transitional
Hmm.
options. Okay. So lastly, I want to delve into community and just everything we've shared always comes back to community, the way we hold each other through these changes. Because even though sometimes it's a intimate moment with community, like you and I, that we can pick up the phone and call
Hmm.
each other in any moment, and I know that I have you in my community, I have
Hmm.
you in my village, and vice versa, and we can just reach out and just speak to each other in encouraging or um, healing
Hmm.
um, healing moments. So my question to you is, what role does sisterhood and community play in sustaining our spiritual health? Well, I kind of shared how it does for us, but overall, in your expertise opinion, what role does sisterhood and community play in sustaining our spiritual health?
It's a major factor in that balancing. Um, a woman who doesn't have a connection with another woman
Mm-hmm.
that is close enough that she can release all of those hidden secrets and the being vulnerable and in so many different areas of how we roll and how we move. We got a lot.
Mm-hmm.
um and the wound itself holds so much just alone,
Yeah.
and then us trying to thrive just being human beings.
Yeah.
um the energy on a feminine level is so powerful till I think sometimes we can get left behind if we can't keep up with it.
Mm.
And I think it's very, very important that we create that sister circle. um be that, if it's in your DNA and you have all these cousins and you have all these sisters, great.
Mm-hmm.
If you're one daughter in a family and you may have a bunch of men, seeking outside of that and gravitating to connecting to a feminine energy is definitely necessary, because everything that we need to know and learn from our ancestors before us
Mm-hmm.
is in the DNA of all of us.
Yeah.
And us giving it to each other, especially in those vulnerable moments,
Mm-hmm.
it's the greatest gift I think we could have. So as a community, we must connect.
Yes.
We must connect anyway,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, nothing else is going to feel it like we feel it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. All right. So now it's time for our honey reflections. And this time we um, take a moment to pause and just pull from the jar and to share one of our four A's,
Hmm.
to show what is either aha, which you appreciate, or an apology. Let's see, what did
Okay.
you get?
Acceptance.
Acceptance. Okay. That's the A that I didn't mention.
Okay. Um, so acceptance basically would be good for me to accept myself.
Mm,
As I grow and as I change, sometimes it's difficult for me to recognize me, my strengths,
mm,
my power, and I will shun it, saying it cannot be for me because it's too great.
mm.
So accepting me for me is perfect.
Yes,
I would
I
love
love
that to
that.
practice.
Okay, let's see what I have. Aha. I always have a aha. Um, And my aha is I received that.
Mm.
It just, the light bulb moment just went off with, that's definitely something, the season that I'm in. Accepting all that I walk with, and honoring that. Um, and that is my catalyst to change.
Mm.
And I want change, right? For the better. So, yes, thank you for sharing
You're
that,
welcome.
Jim.
Thank you.
And as we close, could you offer our listeners a short blessing, affirmation, or spiritual reminder to help them anchor themselves in this new season?
Yes.
Which one?
Um, well, what I can say is a blessing is probably easier. So
Okay.
I can just, first of all, thank you. I'm grateful and always honored to be here, to be in your presence. And together we can um, thank God the Most High for allowing us to be instruments
Mm-hmm.
and to be humble at the work that we're doing. We also want to thank all of our mothers, those who are here and those who have gone, who protected us in this circle, that nothing but that of good could enter. And we want to thank all of the archangels and all of the guides and all of our all that are on high frequency who assisted in this today.
Yes.
That we are forever grateful for that in all that is good.
Yeah. Amen. Ashe. So be it.
Ashe,
Well,
ashe.
thank you for joining us um, with this beautiful time with Miss Reynolds, um, who is just one of the bestest elders that I have in my community.
My
So thank you.
pleasure. Thank you.